I call the next part of the Dinner Special podcast the pressure cooker. I'm going to ask you 7 fast and fun questions that we want to know your answers to. Are you up for it?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I think you already touched on a few of these, but we'll go through them anyhow.
Okay.
Number 1, which food shows or cooking shows do you watch?
Um, I watch, I actually watch Top Chef a lot.
Awesome.
And that's one of my favorites.
Yep. Great. Number 2, what are some food blogs or websites we have to know about?
Oh my goodness. There's so many. So many great food blogs out there. One of my favorites is I would say lately because of the new year and because we're trying to be healthy. It would be Green Kitchen Stories. I'm not sure if you heard of it, but
Yep.
yeah, it's their photography is just gorgeous, and they're just such wholesome, healthy cooking. And in the new year, I've been visiting their website a lot.
Awesome. Number 3, who do you follow on Pinterest, Instagram, or Twitter that make you happy?
Oh, okay. I would say for each one or when,
Whichever. I mean,
okay.
whichever you want to share with.
Okay, I'll do Instagram
Okay.
because I'm a big Instagrammer. I actually have recently discovered that all of the US national parks have their own Instagram accounts. For example, Yellowstone National Park. And it makes me so happy because it is like the photography is just gorgeous, and they really post quite often, and they'll post these beautiful photos of the landscape and the Grand Teton Mountains and animals. And I didn't know that the US government was doing this, and I just discovered a slew of Instagram accounts, and I just followed them all.
Cool.
When I'm sitting at my desk in office and I'm just looking at this, how gorgeous some of these places are, it helps me escape, and it just makes me very happy.
Right, right. And you're a traveler at heart too, so it sort of brings
Yes.
you there, I guess.
Oh, absolutely. And I love doing domestic travel because there's just so many beautiful places in this country to visit.
For sure, for sure. Number 4, what is something all home cooks should have in their pantry?
In their pantry.
Yes.
Okay. All home cooks. Okay. A good flake sea salt, like Maldon. I say Maldon actually.
Okay.
Are we talking one item?
Sure. I mean, if there are more,
Yeah.
feel
Okay. I would say Maldon sea salt because I use that for everything. It makes such a huge difference in your cooking. I mean, I know it sounds kind of strange, like salt is salt. I mean, and I have kosher salt, and I use that, for example, if you're salting a pot of pasta water. I'm not going to use like a big handful of Maldon salt in it, but it really does change subtly the flavor of your cooking. And I would recommend that for everyone to get.
perfect. Now, number 5, name one ingredient you cannot live without.
Oh, one ingredient I can't live without. Um, Ooh, this is hard. One ingredient. I would say eggs. Couldn't live without eggs. I love eggs. I mean, I eat sometimes eggs for dinner. Like, that's how much I love them. But a good runny yolk, if you make a good egg, ugh, and you can use them in anything, but really on their own.
Yeah,
They're amazing in every form.
absolutely. Well, you could have them for dinner and for dessert. So, I mean, that's how versatile eggs are.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
perfect. Number 6, what are a few cookbooks that make your life better?
Um, okay, I would say anything by Nigel Slater because he his they just I just love his recipe because they're not, and I mean Jamie Oliver in the same kind of thread is like they're not precise. And with cooking especially. I mean with baking it's a different story, but with cooking that I think not having to literally measure out tablespoons of certain things I think for beginners, yes, it's probably necessary at that point, but being able to not be confined by those, you know, restrictions or kind of those directions is good. And so a lot of times I'll say, I know Jamie Oliver does like a glug of this and
Right.
a dash of that. And same with Nigel Slater. It's sort of very loosely based recipes. And I think that's a great way to start developing your own cooking skills because it helps you kind of think outside the box. Like, okay, I'm going to rely on my own tasting. And cooking is so much about tasting as you go and really seeing kind of like what works and what doesn't and experimenting. And that helps you sort of develop your own talent to be able to rely on your own sort of judgment when it comes to measuring things and how much to put of this and how much to put of that and why do we add this and what does this contribute. So those would be my, yeah, I really love Nigel Slater cookbooks.
Awesome. Number 7, what song or album just makes you want to cook?
Ooh, what song or album? Okay. I would say the band Alabama Shakes makes me want to cook because they are just so they're just so upbeat and live. I saw them live and I love them. It's really fun music
Okay.
and I that makes me want to cook because
Awesome.
I just want to have fun. in the
Alabama
kitchen.
Shakes, right?
Yes,
I'll have to check them out.
absolutely. Oh yeah, they're great.
Congratulations, Karen. You have officially survived the pressure cooker.
Woo, all
Yes.
right.